Broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. You're listening to 90.1 FM. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, setting the standard and raising the bar. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam NewsMan, and this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining in to the show. You know, interestingly enough, the other week I was educated, of course, by something that I did not know prior to that moment. And of course, there is only one person and professor who could enlighten me. And I'll tell you, that little tidbit was the fact that we had, I think it was Alex Wright. Alex Wright is I think it's Alex. Is it Alex Wright? I'm not sure if it's Alex Wright or not. But one of the things that it is, the original Sonic the Hedgehog was not supposed to be the Sega mascot. Sega mascot was never supposed to be Sonic. That came afterwards. In fact, Dragon Ball Z was the original. It could have been the original mascot. Now, I didn't know any of this. Of course, I have a professor who comes on every single Saturday morning to educate us and make sure that I'm in the right place. Now, that's right, Dave. Professor Deep Cut Dave with us. Dave, that's right. Isn't that, you know what you were saying a couple of weeks ago, that Dragon Ball Z was supposed to be possibly the mascot for Sega?
Well, it was supposed to be the first game on the Master System, and it's Alex Kidd.
Oh, that's right. Alex Kidd. Alex Wright was the... that's right. Das Wonder Kid. That's right. Sorry about that. But anyways, we have Professor Deep Cut Dave. Dave, are you doing well? How are you this morning?
Well, let's see here. I got a oil notice from the water department, so that's nice.
Well, I'm going to tell you, your connection sounds a little rocky. It sounds a little rocky. We're still going to keep you connected, but it does sound like maybe it's disruptions from Lord Blanket. I'm not sure. That's what I always blame it on.
They send the notice out like 4:30 on a Friday. It's like, we'll get it by Monday.
Right. Well, Dave, listen, I'm not sure if there's is there another place that you can get to in the house? Because, oh my gosh, the feedback is incredible. I mean, it's really bad. It is really bad, and I'm not sure if they can hear people. Are you there? I tell you. All right, you can hear me fine. I'm gonna tell you what. Let's try this again. I'm gonna get you to call back real quick and see if we can reestablish the connection. So I'm gonna hang up. Dave, call back real quick. We try to reestablish this connection because it is terrible at the moment. It might be on my end. So let's try it. So let's see here. We can get Dave back on the line. Let's see here. Dave, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Oh my gosh, you sound so much better. How about that? See, all you have to do is sometimes reset the cables, I guess. So, but Dave, listen, I'm sitting here. You said it was Alex, was it Alex what? Alex Kidd, because Das Wonder Kid is Alex Wright. That's right. Okay, so Sonic the Hedgehog, he comes in much later in the Sega cycle. I think the Master System was created in, is it 1988, 89? Or
Master System was about 1985, 1986. Sonic did not show up in Sonic the Hedgehog. That's not his first appearance.
Right. So you have the whole the Master System came out, but then the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive is the one that came out, I think, in 88 or 89.
Yeah, 89 and or Sega Genesis. But Sonic first appearance was on the game Rag Mobile in 1990.
Oh, okay. So it was okay, and that was the. So you said that the it was an ad mobile game.
No, no, Rad Mobile.
Oh, Rad Mobile is what the name of of Sonic was called.
Well, no, that was just a street racing game, and Sonic was basically like a little what do you call it, like fuzzy dice. He's hanging off the mirror on one of the cars.
Ah, okay. So Sonic was one of the fuzzy dice hanging off the mirror in Rad Mobile. That's what you're saying.
Right. Then they did Sonic the Hedgehog that same year.
Okay, so they did Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog, then of course taking off. People started to call it basically a Mario killer. Oh, this is a Mario killer. Oh no! And then so you can see the real power. And this is before Super Nintendo, if you will. Super Nintendo coming out, I believe, in '91, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Genesis. I mean, that was Sonic really pushed them from like the knockoff to like Seven and Mario killer.
Right, yeah. So of course, yeah, everyone just sat there and said, "Oh, Sega's just a knockoff Nintendo." And Sonic comes around. Now, Sonic is around for a while, and of course, there's a couple of different sequels, but then there's also the Sonic Saturday AM intro, Sat AM, I guess, Saturday morning. Sonic the cartoon theme, but there's a couple of Sonic cartoon themes. Tell us real quickly about the Sonic AM intro.
Well, it's weird. Well, there's really two of them. The first one, that was Sonic Hedgehog. That was 26 episodes, aired on ABC. Again, it was very serialized, very serious. It's like Sonic's trying to liberate his home. Pretty much a plot of the first game. And surprisingly serious from the animal cartoon. Then at the exact same time, same company, same voice cast, they do Sonic the Hedgehog, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. That ran 65 episodes and aired in syndication.
Now that's the second theme that I played. So you have the Sonic AM intro and the Sonic Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, is that the same animation company that did both? Did they just rebrand it?
Well, yeah, it's the same animation company, but it's like the Sonic the Saturday. Obviously, that put all the budget.
Right.
Fluid, the backgrounds are all detailed. And the syndicated one, it's like the characters are mostly just sort of standing around in like a kind of beige void.
Right. No, I'm getting it. I'm tracking.
But that was 65 episodes. And the other one only lasted 26.
Well, I guess, were you ever a big Sonic fan yourself?
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Yeah, listen, I'm a big Nintendo person as well. I think the only reason why I ended up getting a Sega Genesis in the 90s is so why I could play sports games, NBA Live 95 and NHL 94. Oh, that was the only reason why I got a Genesis. No, seriously, the guys in the back are sitting there laughing. So, no, but that's the truth. Now, Dave, real quick before I let you go, we had the Royal Rumble, and Cody won the Royal Rumble. We had Seth Rollins come out on Raw on Monday night telling him that he needs to fight him and not Roman Reigns because the WWE belt is the Hollywood belt. And then last night, I'm not even kidding. What happens is that Cody comes out and he says, "I've talked to somebody and I'm not going to take your belt at this time." And then all of a sudden, The Rock comes out. The Rock comes down the aisle saying that he, a couple of weeks ago, he said he wanted to be the head of the table. The Rock comes down the aisle, and then all of a sudden, The Rock gets in the ring and SmackDown cuts off. Like, was there more to that segment? Did you see anything else that happened? It's just like,
I mean, it's on that. But still, didn't see that one coming.
okay, well, listen, I think it's very interesting. Roman Reigns and The Rock at WrestleMania. We know that's going to be a thing. Do you think, listen, if that's where they're going, I mean, here we are. We're only on the 3rd day of February. Is it February or February? What is it?
February.
See, that's exactly what I thought. So we're only on the 3rd day of the 2nd month of the year 2024. If it's Rock versus Roman Reigns, isn't The Rock going to win the championship belt at WrestleMania 40?
I don't think so.
So you think that that he gets Roman over for WrestleMania 40?
Looks like it.
All right. Well, listen. I listen. As we continue to go down this path, it's going to be very interesting. So I just wanted to just kind of throw that out there. Dave, listen. I hope that next week that you don't sound like that you're in some kind of wind tunnel. But listen, I want to appreciate you coming on the show today. Hope everything is great for you for the rest of the weekend. And once again, I can't tell you, Professor. I keep calling you Dave. That's inappropriate of me. As Professor, I can't tell you how many people reach out to me on a weekly basis and say this is their favorite part of the entire show because they learn so much from what you tell them. So, Dave, thanks so much for being a part of the show every single week.
And let's talk about Filmation. Right before their last TV show, but what really killed them, funding with Disney.
Well, Disney's the problem for everything, isn't it? Just as Star Wars.
Pinocchio, so Filmation runs. Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night and crushed them and Disney sued them. Filmation won, but it's like they won the battle, but they lost the war.
Well, listen, I want to go into that a little bit, a little bit more over the next couple of weeks because I'm going to probably keep this Brave Star figure here. I'm going to be talking about Ramen Toy next week, and we're just going to be keeping this Brave Star thing. Brave Star Fantastic Four seems like it's going to be a Fantastic Four Brave Star kind of year in 2024. But Professor, listen, I want to thank you for being a part of the show every single week. I know everybody else loves it. We love you too. So you have a great rest of the weekend, sir. And thanks again for being a part here on Saturday morning. Absolutely. That is Professor Deep Cut Dave calling in from a plastic cup and a string of wire. Yeah, that's exactly what that was. That was a plastic cup and a string of wire. I know it sounded bad, but I wasn't just gonna cut them off. No. Listen, you can still listen. If you're very familiar, maybe you could sit there and decipher it, if you can decipher it. But no, listen, we want to thank Deep Cut Dave, Professor Deep Cut Dave, setting the standard, raising the bar every single week. And yeah, we just are very glad that he's a part of the show. We're going to talk more about this Brave Star thing. Like I said, don't want to talk too much about Ace's stuff until I have the official Ramen Toy hat on that I got from Kato's Collection. Make sure you're following Kato's Collection. That's Kato with a K, Kato's Collection on YouTube. It's Splatter Day. Splatter Day. So if you have action figures and toys and you want to make a graphic image, it's probably not family friendly. Make sure that you tag and reach out to Toy Mercs at Toy Mercs, and you'll be able to collaborate with them as well. If you want to save some money, use the code SKYDRO, SKYDRO, at extremesets.com. You'll be able to save 15%, even though your action figures may not look as good as Skydro Walker. That's at Skydro Walker on Instagram. You can at least save 15% when trying. That's Skydro, SKYDRO, at extremesets.com. Now, remember, at Sam Newsman is where you're going to find me. That's where we're going to be. We're going to be here on the other side of this music break here in just a few moments. And yeah, I got a few things I need to take care of. So maybe it might be about 11:00. I think I have it set for 11:05 to come back. Might be 11:10 or so. Got a few things we got to set up. We're going to be honoring the great Carl Weathers. We're going to be honoring the great Carl Weathers. Have a couple of songs and music from some of his movies, TV shows, and like I said, we're going to be having him just honoring his life, his legacy in just a few moments. Remember, at Sam Newsman all over social media. Download the Live 365 app. Search WDCE if you're not here locally so you can listen to the theme songs and music that I play between the segments where you hear my beautiful puppet voice or you see my beautiful puppet face. All over social media at Sam Newsman. Like I said, we'll be back on the other side of this break. What was that again? We haven't played what in a long time? Well, that's going to get us over. I know that'll be over, but I mean, we can do it. All right, so this one goes out to Mary Murr. It's going to take us a little bit longer than I wanted to go, but that's okay. We haven't played it in a while, and we've been talking about Brave Star, the Old West. So of course, we'll just end with this here. This little jam here. You'll know what it is. I don't need to sit there and say it. Well, here we are broadcasting live from the beautiful campus of Richmond, Virginia, here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real media puppet from the most trusted puppet in media. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning.